Welcome to Legends in the Spotlight, the podcast where we kind of zoom in, on the lives of people who've really left a mark on history.
Yeah.
Today we're diving deep into the story of Marie Curie, the genius who revolutionized modern science.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you probably know her as the first woman to win a Nobel Prize.
Right.
And the only person to win it in two different scientific fields, physics and chemistry.
Incredible.
But there's so much more to her story.
Oh, absolutely.
What always strikes me about Curie is she was so much more than just a brilliant scientist.
Yeah. Yeah, she really was.
She was a trailblazer who defied societal expectations.
Totally.
And her work still has a profound impact on our lives today.
It really does. It's amazing.
And to think she achieved all of this while facing just incredible challenges.
Oh, yeah.
From a childhood in Russian-occupied Poland
Wow.
to, all the biases of the scientific community back then.
For sure.
Let's start with her early life.
Okay.
Born Maria Sklodowska in 1867,
Mm-hmm.
she was raised in a family that truly valued education.
It's fascinating how, despite the limited opportunities for women in Poland at that time,
Right.
Maria, along with her siblings, they all received a really solid education fostered by their parents, who were both educators themselves.
That's interesting.
Her father, a physics and math teacher,
Oh, wow.
instilled in her this deep love for science.
But it wasn't just, a comfortable learning environment.
No.
Imagine a young Maria attending this clandestine flying university,
The Flying University.
a secret institution.
Wow.
It was set up to defy the restrictions imposed by the Russian authorities.
Talk about a thirst for knowledge.
I know, it's incredible.
It really speaks volumes about her character
Yeah.
and the lengths she was willing to go to for education.
For sure.
But this determination, this resilience,
Yeah.
it was further forged by personal tragedy.
Oh, yeah.
Losing her mother and a sister at a young age
It's all right.
could have easily derailed her, but instead it seemed to fuel her ambition.
Yeah, it's almost as if those early hardships instilled in her this unyielding resolve
Yeah.
to make something of her life.
Yeah, absolutely.
And she did.
She did.
In 1891, she arrived in Paris, adopting the name Marie
Mm-hmm.
and enrolling at the Sorbonne.
Wow.
So here she is, a young woman in a foreign country,
Right.
facing not just the academic rigor of one of the world's most prestigious universities,
Mm.
but also the societal prejudices against women in science.
It's hard to imagine.
It's hard to imagine.
And this is where her story takes a truly remarkable turn.
Yeah,
She not only thrived in this challenging environment,
it's amazing.
but excelled,
She did.
graduating top of her class in physics and then earning a degree in mathematics.
Okay, so she's clearly brilliant.
Oh, yeah.
But let's not forget the backdrop of this era.
Right.
The late 19th century was a time of just seismic shifts in scientific thought.
Absolutely.
Discoveries like X-rays and natural radioactivity were captivating the world.
It was such an exciting time for science.
That was-
And Marie Curie found herself right at the heart of this scientific revolution.
It did.
But unlike many researchers who were focused on the effects of radioactivity,
Right.
Marie wanted to understand its source,
Mhm.
the energy within the atom itself.
That's interesting.
This required a completely different approach.
It did. And this is where Pierre Curie enters the picture.
Ah, Pierre Curie.
Not just her husband and the love of her life,
Right.
but a fellow physicist
Yes.
who shared her passion for exploration.
Their partnership was truly remarkable.
It was.
Not just a romantic relationship, but a scientific collaboration of equals.
Right.
Each pushing the other to go further, to delve deeper into the mysteries of the atom.
And they weren't working in some fancy state-of-the-art lab.
No, not at all.
Think makeshift workspace, long hours.
Yeah.
And tons of that uranium-rich mineral called pitchblende.
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 It's amazing to think of the conditions they worked in.
I know, and their dedication paid off in a huge way.
It did.
Through painstaking research, they isolated two new elements. Polonium, named after Marie's beloved Poland,
Right.
and radium,
Radium.
an element so intensely radioactive it glowed with an eerie blue light.
It's almost hard to imagine.
Now, this wasn't just about adding new elements to the periodic table.
No.
Think about it. Before the Curies, the atom was considered the smallest indivisible unit of matter.
Right.
Their work cracked open the atom,
Wow.
revealing a whole new world of subatomic particles and forces.
It's incredible.
It was a paradigm shift
It really was.
that would forever change our understanding of physics and chemistry.
And the world took notice.
They did.
In 1903, Marie and Pierre Curie, along with Henri Becquerel, were awarded the Nobel Prize in Physics for their groundbreaking work on radioactivity.
Yes, and this is where Marie Curie makes history,
That's right.
becoming the first woman to receive this prestigious award.
It's a moment that shatters glass ceilings.
It is, imagine the impact of seeing a woman,
Yeah.
a foreign-born woman at that point, being recognized on such a global stage.
It's incredible.
It's a moment that undoubtedly inspired countless other women to pursue careers in science.
Absolutely a true inspiration.
It was a triumph.
It was.
But sadly, it wouldn't last.
Oh, no.
Just 3 years later, Pierre Curie died tragically in a street accident,
Oh, that's awful.
leaving Marie to navigate the complexities of grief and a scientific world still largely dominated by men.
It's hard to fathom the depth of her loss.
It is.
Pierre wasn't just her husband. He was her intellectual her partner in every sense of the word.
He was. And yet, in the face of this devastating blow, Marie Curie displayed remarkable resilience.
She did. It's almost as if she channeled her grief into an even deeper commitment to her work.
Yeah.
She took over Pierre's teaching position at the Sorbonne,
Wow.
becoming the first woman to hold a professorship at that esteemed institution.
It's hard to believe.
It was a bold move, a clear signal that she would carry on their shared legacy.
She did.
And she did so with extraordinary determination. In 1911, Marie Curie was awarded her second Nobel Prize.
Wow.
This time in chemistry for her isolation of pure radium and further studies on the nature of radioactivity.
2 Nobel Prizes in 2 different scientific fields.
Incredible.
An accomplishment that remains unmatched to this day.
It really is.
But what I find truly inspiring is that her pursuit of knowledge wasn't confined to the laboratory.
You're absolutely right with the outbreak of World War I.
Yeah.
Marie Curie saw an opportunity to apply her scientific expertise to a humanitarian cause.
Oh, wow.
She recognized the potential of X-rays in battlefield medicine.
And this is where her ingenuity and practicality really shine.
They do.
She helped develop mobile X-ray units, which became known as Little Curies.
Little Curie?
These units were essentially ambulances equipped with X-ray technology,
That's right.
allowing doctors to locate shrapnel and bullets in wounded soldiers much more effectively.
It's estimated that over 1 million soldiers benefited from this innovation.
Wow, talk about using science to make a real difference in the world.
Absolutely, but sadly,
Yeah.
her dedication to her research, her constant exposure to radioactive materials,
Right?
it came at a personal cost.
This is the tragic irony of her story, isn't it?
It is.
At the time, the full dangers of radiation weren't understood.
Right.
Marie Curie handled radium with her bare hands,
Wow.
carried test tubes of radioactive isotopes in her pockets.
It's hard to believe.
Even today, her notebooks remain too radioactive to handle without protective gear.
It's a stark reminder of the risks that often accompany groundbreaking discoveries.
It is.
Those glowing vials of radium, a symbol of her brilliance,
Yeah.
were also a silent threat to her health.
Right.
In 1934, Marie Curie died from aplastic anemia,
Oh, wow.
a blood disorder caused by prolonged exposure to radiation.
A poignant end to a life dedicated to illuminating the mysteries of the universe.
It is. But even in death, Marie Curie's brilliance continued to shine both literally and figuratively.
Absolutely.
Her discoveries not only paved the way for advancements in nuclear physics and revolutionized medical treatments, but also inspired countless individuals, especially women, to pursue careers in science.
Yeah.
The Curie Institutes in Paris and Warsaw, founded in her honor, are testament to her enduring legacy, continuing to push the boundaries of scientific research in her name.
It's amazing how the very element she dedicated her life to, studying radium with its ethereal blue glow, became a symbol of both scientific advancement and the hidden dangers of the unseen world.
It's a powerful metaphor, isn't it? Curie's life and work remind us that the pursuit of knowledge can be both exhilarating and perilous. But it's precisely that spirit of exploration, that fearless venturing into the unknown, that drives human progress.
Absolutely. And her story is a testament to the power of perseverance. I mean, think about the obstacles she faced.
Oh, yeah.
Societal expectations, limited resources, personal tragedies, the inherent biases of the scientific community at the time. Yet she never gave up.
It's like those challenges fueled her determination, you know? She turned adversity into opportunity, using her platform to not only make these groundbreaking discoveries, but to advocate for women in science and to use her knowledge for the betterment of humanity.
She was a true pioneer in every sense of the word, and her legacy goes far beyond the awards and the accolades.
Right.
It's in the countless lives saved by radiation therapy, in the advancements in nuclear medicine, in the understanding of the very building blocks of our universe.
And perhaps most importantly, it's in the inspiration she continues to provide to generations of scientists, especially young women,
Yeah.
who see in Marie Curie a role model, a testament to what can be achieved with passion, dedication, and an unyielding belief in oneself.
It's a reminder that each of us has the potential to make a difference in the world, regardless of the obstacles we might face. And sometimes it's those very obstacles that forge our character and fuel our determination to succeed.
Marie Curie's life story is a beacon illuminating the path for anyone who dares to dream big, to challenge conventions, and to pursue their passions with unwavering commitment.
Well, thank you for joining us on this deep dive into the extraordinary life of Marie Curie. We hope you found her story as inspiring and illuminating as we did.
And remember, as Marie Curie herself once said, nothing in life is to be feared, it is only to be understood. So embrace your curiosity, keep exploring, and never stop asking questions.
Stay tuned for our next episode of Legends in the Spotlight, where we'll delve into the life of another remarkable individual who shaped our world. Until then, keep those curiosity fires burning.